Hello, today I'm going to talk about the concept of learned helplessness and a real life example that relates to it. So, a brief explanation of learned helplessness is from lecture 19, and basically it's when someone gets repeatedly exposed to the same kind of stressor or something that stresses them out, and over time being repeatedly exposed to that gives them a sense of hopelessness or like a sense of helplessness. It makes them believe that they can't overcome this even though like in reality they can, and that's because on like the exposure to the stressor. An experience or an example of this that was in lecture was Seligman's dog experiment, where the dog was basically overexposed to like a shock with no escape, and over a period of time, it just ended up sitting there and accepting the shock. And even when there was a way that the dog could escape and kind of free itself, it didn't know any better because at that point, it had already taught itself that it was hopeless and there was no escape to that. A real life example for this is my linear algebra class last fall. And the way that this relates is because in the beginning of the year, I found completing assignments like in my class kind of hard, or learning the concepts for that class kind of hard. And over time, I got deeper and deeper and deeper into the class, which made the concepts build more and more on each other, and it made it that much harder for me to understand. And I ended up becoming very stressed like over like each concept, and the repeated exposure to that stress kind of made it hopeless, and I ended up not really trying at the assignments or just doing the bare minimum to get the grade, but even though I wasn't learning it completely properly, and that was because I thought that I couldn't do any better even though that I probably could. And this relates because I went through this exact concept of learner's helplessness in terms of my college class, whereas others can go through it with like different parts of their own experience. So that's the concept I wanted to talk about.